Hi guys, welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Scott Edwards. I'm a songwriter. I make all sorts of YouTube videos just like this one, as well as a few vlogs, a few cover songs, a few original songs, and all that sort of YouTubey stuff. So if that's the sort of things you're interested in, click that little subscribe button down below and come and be a part of this community. It is starting to grow very slowly, which is amazing. So thank you to everyone that has subscribed. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed, new and old. I hope you keep enjoying the videos, keep commenting, and yeah, just come and be a part of the community and just have a chat in the comments and all that sort of stuff. So, it's been a while since I've made one of these videos where I'm just talking to a camera. So, we're going to do one. And we're going to talk about streaming music. Because nowadays everyone streams music. So, yeah, let's get into the video. So, streaming. Now, if you go back maybe 10 years, it would have been what, 2009? But probably a little bit longer than that now. Because I think Spotify was invented in 2006, or founded in 2006. But anyway, 10, 15 years, go back then. If you were to look forward to how music is listened to now and how everyone listens to music, how we buy music, which we don't really do, no one buys music. 10, 15 years ago, you'd have not expected it to be how it is now, where literally you pay £10 a month for whatever streaming site you use, and you've got access to all the music in the world practically. And all the artists you want to listen to, all the genres you want to listen to, it is all there for £10 a month. 10, 15 years ago, when we were still buying music, you'd have had to go to the record shop or wherever you went to get your music. My dad went to the library for CDs. You could go to a vinyl shop. I shouldn't do that really, should I? So you could buy records and vinyl, you could buy tape. But you had to actually buy a physical copy. And then if you wanted to put it on an iPod, one of the first iPods, you had to burn that into iTunes and then upload it onto your iPod. Whereas now, you click a button and it's all there. It is absolutely mad. But we got all these different streaming sites and the whole music industry has changed because of it. But I just wanted to chat about two different streaming sites, Spotify and Apple Music. They are the two most popular ones at the moment, although there's Deezer and Amazon and all them other ones, but they're not quite as popular. Maybe in other countries they are, but over here in England, Apple Music, Spotify. So years ago when I had my first iPod and I used to burn music off CDs into iTunes or buy music off iTunes, which now no longer exists because Apple Music has fully taken over, I used to use iTunes. So I would buy music off iTunes and I would burn CDs into iTunes and then upload it to my iPod, as I said before. And then about 6 years ago, when I got my first iPhone and I came across Spotify, I switched to Spotify and started streaming all my music. And I've done that up until about a week ago. And then I changed to Apple Music. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One being I got my Apple Watch. So now I can stream all my music from that and leave my phone at home using Apple Music. And all my music syncs across my iPhone, my Apple Watch and my Mac, which is just amazing. And yes, I know Spotify does that as well, and there is a Spotify app on the watch, but Apple Music, the way it syncs across all its own devices, it is so smooth. So I went to Apple Music, but I've written down a few different things as to what are kind of different about Spotify and Apple Music and why you might choose one over the other in 2019. So, in 2019, should you choose Apple Music or Spotify? Let's have a look. Let me get my laptop. I've got it plugged in. I've got so many wires, so I need to be careful not to move and knock anything over with a cable. So, Spotify was originally formed in 2006. Apple Music was previously iTunes, which came along before that because you could upload music to it with CDs and download music to it from iTunes. all into the same library, and then you can put that on your iPod. Spotify kind of had a slower increase until kind of recently, the last few years, where it's just gone woof, and now it's the most popular streamer. So I'm going to have a look at how many people use it compared to Apple Music. Okay, that is a hell of a lot of people. Spotify has 100 million premium users, so people that are paying £10 a month, compared to Apple Music, which has 56 million paid subscribers worldwide. So Spotify is almost twice as big as Apple Music, which is quite surprising because the most popular phone in the world is an iPhone, and those people are more than not. So every two in one people, that doesn't make sense. The most popular phone in the world at the moment is an iPhone. More often than not, people are choosing to use Spotify over Apple Music, which I do find quite surprising, to be fair, because when you look at this as well, not that this is very noticeable unless you're trying to listen to some very, very niche genres. Apple Music has 45 million songs and Spotify 35 million songs, so still a hell of a lot of songs, but unless you're trying to find that very sort of niche, the very small genres that not many people have heard of, you're more likely to find it on Apple Music. So if you like the kind of very out there sort of things that no one's heard of, Apple Music might be the one for you. Okay, so another difference between the two, this is my opinion, this one, Apple Music has a much cleaner look. I've noticed this in the week that I've moved to Apple Music, which is just this week. I find it a lot easier to get around and things aren't as hidden. I think I kind of get on with Apple products. I'm a bit of an Apple fanboy. I have a MacBook, I have an iPhone, I've got an Apple Watch, and yeah, I like Apple products. I'm a bit of an Apple nerd. So kind of Apple Music, the way it syncs across all your devices, it works perfectly and it's dead easy, it looks clean. Spotify, things are a lot more hidden as well. And the way you save songs and playlists, it's kind of changed recently. I think I couldn't quite figure it out recently. Whereas if I saved one song, it wouldn't save into my artists and albums as well. It would only save into songs. So I'd have to go and add it into every other playlist. Whereas Apple Music, I can click like on one song and it will add it into my artists, albums and songs. So it's all very accessible and easy to find, and you don't have to worry about it. So just little things like that that make using it a lot easier. Personally for me, why I chose to move to Apple Music. A couple of things that are good about both of them, they both have playlists. Playlists are very important if you want a playlist on mood, if you're working out, if you're going for a run, if you just wanted to chill out. They've both got mood and chill out and all that sort of playlists that are very easily accessible. And they also create playlists specially tailored for your music tastes, which are updated every week. Now, I'm pretty new to the Apple one because I've only been using it for a week, but there is still some good stuff on it. But I think the more I listen to it, the more it will get to know the sorts of things I listen to, and it will find music that I'm more interested in, whereas at the moment it's a little bit spread out and all over the place. The Spotify one, however, I used to find loads of music on that it recommended to me, and it updates every week as well, which is amazing. So yeah, playlists on both of them are very good. The next thing about both of them is they both have free versions. However, Spotify has adverts, but Apple Music is just like a month free trial. So you can test them both out, but if you're going to go for the Spotify, you're going to have to listen to adverts every 2 to 3 songs, which does get annoying, and you're going to want to end up paying for premium. But also with Spotify as well, on the free version you get limited functionality. Like, you can't select some songs, you have to listen in shuffle. So if you chose a playlist, you couldn't choose to listen to one specific song. You have to listen to what it gives to you, which is again a bit of a pain, and you're going to want to end up paying for premium. With Apple Music, you get like a month's free trial, and you can use it as you want. You can use it as Apple Music, you can save music, you can listen to whatever you want, you're not limited. But at the end of that month, you have to pay, unless you don't want to use it anymore. So again, if you want full functionality, I'd probably go Apple Music for a free version, but time is limited, whereas Spotify, unlimited time for free, but you're gonna have to listen to some adverts, and you can't choose what you listen to as well. I mean, you can choose what you listen to, just not within an album or a playlist. Now, getting into what it's like for the artists, which isn't really gonna affect a listener, but being a songwriter myself, I had to put this in. There are a few differences with these, and this is also a little reason as to why I chose to move to Apple Music. So, as you know, the music industry is completely different to what it was 10-15 years ago. We've already been through that. You used to have to go and buy music, and that's how artists made their money. Now, it's changed. There's not a lot of money in streaming unless you're getting streamed a hell of a lot. So artists make their money in different ways. They gig more, they go on tour more, the tours are longer, and also they put a lot more thought into merch as well, because they're the two of the biggest income streams for artists now, whereas sales aren't really anymore. So if you look at what you get per stream on Spotify, now this might shock a lot of people because you might not know. If you were to stream one song on Spotify, the artist or the songwriter would receive for that song $0.00437 per stream. So not even $1 per stream. Like, I know we're in England over here, but that's in dollars. 0.00437 per dollar. Which means if you wanted to earn minimum wage for 1 month, for that 1 month you would have to have that one song streamed for 336,842 times. Which for a small artist is not going to happen unless you're number one in the charts and you're selling at arenas all over the world. That's not going to happen. Apple Music, it's slightly better. It's still not great. If you were to stream one song, that artist would earn $0.00735. So it's just under double what Spotify pays. So it's still not great. But again, to earn minimum wage for 1 month, you would have to have that song streamed for 200,272 streams. Again, for a small artist, unless you're selling out tours across the world, that is not going to happen. So even though it's minimal, the amount an artist is getting paid, Apple Music is paying the artist more. Which is another reason why I went for Apple Music. Again, it's not great pay, there's not a lot of money in streaming. Artists find other ways of monetizing their art. But Apple Music does pay slightly better. I can prove this with my single. Now, if you've not heard my single, it is called Where the People Smile, and you can go and check it out. It is linked below to a YouTube link, or you can go and listen on Spotify or Apple Music. Okay, so my song, Where the People Smile, on Spotify has been streamed 478 times. So not many at all. I have earned off that $4.63. Now, when you change that into pounds, it's even less. So 478 times, I've probably earned about £2 off that if I change it into English. And I can't even access it because it's not enough to be able to cash in yet, which is a bit of a pain. So you've got to be streamed a hell of a lot to be able to earn any money off streaming. It's not really possible for smaller artists. It's like YouTube. You don't earn much money through AdSense when you get your channel monetized, but there's different income streams for different things. You can merchandise it, you got brand deals. It's the same with music. The final thing is both also have artist pages that the artist can access and change the information on and change the pictures on to make them look pretty cool and more appealing to listeners, which is very good and very useful. Which is very useful because obviously you want to make your music as appealing to listeners as possible. So you can do that on both of them. But anyway, that's not really going to affect the listeners. But those reasons overall are why I chose to move to Apple Music. The fact that the artist gets paid more and the fact I can stream it across all my devices without any hassle. Spotify, you can do that as well. And with Spotify as well, one final thing, you can kind of use your phone as a remote. So if you've got your computer plugged into a speaker, you can use your phone to change the song, which I haven't figured out yet how to do on Apple Music. I'm pretty sure it is possible, but I've not figured it out. So yeah, that is my thoughts on Apple Music and Spotify. If it was down to me, I'd go to Apple Music. But that is me. I use Apple Music. Everyone has a personal preference, and you might switch between the two. You might use both. Yeah, I think that's it. Podcasts as well are another thing, but Apple Music has a separate app for podcasts, which is free. Spotify does have podcasts included in it, but again, if you don't want ads, you're going to have to pay for it. So yeah, that's it. Let me know your thoughts on which ones you use. Do you use Apple Music? Do you use Spotify? Do you use another one, whether it be Deezer, Amazon, or whatever? I'd love to know your thoughts. Get involved in the comments below. So that is it for this video. Don't forget to click that little subscribe button down below if you're interested in this channel. Come and be a part of this community. Thank you for watching if you've got this far. Yeah, I shall see you all soon in the next video.